Generic greetings and welcome to RimWorld, the colony building and survival game. The official suffix does declare it as a story generator, however I think that's only because a non-pretentious name wasn't available at the time of writing. This is a game that I have played on and off for 3, 4, 5 perhaps years, I think so, and I've always enjoyed my time on it. It just, as of late, and I say as of late, as of the last couple of years, I haven't really put any serious time or any sort of dedication into it and any sort of serious level of play because I can't really think of a reason. I don't think there is a reason. I just think it's something's happened, you don't play it, and been playing other things, and just sort of left it by the wayside. However, there's always been a lot of requests to play and feature more of it, so I thought I would resolve that over the Christmas and New Year period. So I think it was actually New Year's Day or the day after New Year's where I thought, I've got a bit of time, I'm going to fire it up and play it. And I sort of rediscovered and fell in love with RimWorld again. Obviously, I had to relearn the game, but also because I haven't played it in any sort of serious depth for a couple of years, I was learning a lot of new stuff and experiencing all what the game had to offer. And for that reason, I really enjoyed it and want to play more. And hopefully, you might want to see some of this. I thought we'd do a series. So this is that. Today's beverage is a nice cup of orange juice with juicy bits. So, this episode is dedicated to selecting the scenario, the AI, generating the world, picking where we're going to start and our colonists, and maybe a bit of building. And then subsequent episodes are going to be about survival and building and trading and fighting and all of the typical RimWorld stuff. The overall objective, as always, is to have fun, but in-game objective is going to be to find or build the spacecraft and then leave the planet. I don't think we'll get there, I'll state that now. However, at least we've got something to aim for. As long as the journey is interesting, it doesn't really matter about the destination. So, let's go for choosing the scenario. There are 4 default options. You've got Crash Landed, which is the default quintessential RimWorld experience, which is 3 colonists landing and having to survive. You've got the Lost Tribe, which is a Neolithic tribe. I've played it once and failed just as many times. The Rich Explorer is quite interesting and one I quite like, where it's one person with a lot of skills and money having to survive on their own, but it is quite difficult. And then the Naked Brutality option, which is something I've not even read any further because that's given me palpitations already. Let's go with Crash Landed. In terms of the storyteller, we've got Cassandra Classic, which again is the default / generic RimWorld AI. You've got Phoebe Chillax, which is similar to Cassandra, however, you do get more time between the events, I believe. And then Randy Random, which is, as the name implies, quite random. We're going to go with Cassandra Classic on medium. It's peaceful and builder options there, too easy, and then rough and savage, again, too difficult. Medium does state it's recommended for experienced strategy game players on their first game of RimWorld, that's not me, or skilled RimWorld players, again, that's not me, who want to have some breathing room to pursue funny or weird goals. Again, we're not doing that. I fall into the third category, which should be in there, which is older RimWorld players relearning and rediscovering the game while also having to learn the new stuff that's being added. So that's what we are. So we're going to go for reload anytime as well, and then next. We need to generate the world, so we'll just go with generic world C, GWS, and then generate the world. So in terms of the starting location, there's all types of places we can be. Excuse me. I mean, you can start from things like the frozen hellhole of Hoth, which is just terrible, down to a nice tropical rainforest. So we want to go middle ground. I think we'll start somewhere quite temperate, so between the low sort of minuses up to sort of the mid-20s and 30s. That's what we're aiming for in terms of temperature. Growing period, I think we want to go for probably between about 40 to 60 days, so we can grow 2/3 of the year, and hopefully around an area where there's other people. So, I mean, I'm immediately looking straight away around here. We've got an ancient highway here and a road, and it's also a temperate forest. So, I mean, if we start in the mountains or something, in fact, there. Temperate forest, small hills, because we want a bit of terrain. Average temperature is 1 degrees C to 29 degrees C. Growing period is 40 out of the 60 days. Sandstone and slate. Right near these factions. They are neutral, so we should be able to trade with them. I think we're going with that. I think that's hit the nail right on the head. Okay, so we will generate our colonists. So you have a total of 3 colonists, and you can pick between, you've got 8 to pick from, but you have to start with a 3. Not that it really matters because you can just randomize them all you want as well. So here we go. This is a Vidube star, a gun dealer. Childhood is a Vidube star, and then adult a gun dealer. Lazy, what? No, sickly. I thought that said sticky there. They just need a wash. That's sickly, and yeah, it has a very poor immune system. And annoying voice. Has this just generated me? Well, certainly not. I'm not a gun dealer. At least not yet. I haven't got further on in life. They are decent, actually, you know. Good social, decent medical and artistic. Global work speed minus 20%. And they're good at shooting. We'll keep them in mind. We've got a mercenary leader there, which is good at melee and shooting, and a bit of social and intellectual as well. They like chemicals, and they're a careful shooter. Oh, you're going straight to the top then. A careful shooter with shooting of 10. Perfect. And then we have an actor. No. We've got a priest who's obviously... who's actually got wake-up addiction, an evangelist, a sculptor, a medic, and a gardener. Well, current global skills are fairly poor. Let's get rid of our gun dealer. We want someone that's good at sort of cooking and mining. I mean, there's really good cooking, but yeah, we don't really want someone like that. I mean, you can, if you want to, just keep randomizing this until you get the skills you want. It's not ideal, but I mean, you can do it. There's a Hive World drone. Zinner. Jealous. Abrasive and body purist. And we could go with that one. We really want, ideally, someone good at cooking. Tina Rodriguez. Good at crafting and medical and cooking. There's only someone we haven't got good at plants. And that is someone good at plants. Let's see if we can get a bit of an all-rounder. No. We need someone good at plants and mining. There's mining and cooking. Plants and mining. They're decent. Farmer's son. Go juice addiction. That's going to have a problem for us. I mean, you can min-max it. You can just keep mashing this until you get what you want. But I mean, that's not really great. They're not bad. Lan. Good at constructing. Cooking is only 3. What is our cooking of 8? That's fine. Plants of 6. Mining of 5. Mining constructing is quite low, but the rest's okay. I think we'll go with that. So we've got Diver, Lan, and Rodriguez. Oh, hang on. Oh, look at that. Hang on, no, is that right? Lan. Oh, no, hang on, this is wrong. Lan is age 26. And his granddaughter is Tina Rodriguez, who is age 41. Okay. Have I got that wrong? Relations. That can't be right. Grandfather is Lan, who's half their age. Stasis accident. Right, let's start. Right, so we'll plonk down, we'll see what we've got, and we'll go from there. So, the 3 of you awake in your cryo-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making your plans to survive. Guitar riff, and... Bleep, bleep, bleep. And there we go. There is our colonists. And here is the world in which we have to survive on. So we'll have a quick surveying. First, you can see the road comes right through the centre. That is fairly good. We have a wall and roof here. And that's where we'll have some ancient stuff. We don't want to go there. We have a building here. We got compacted machinery. We got stuff to mine. Oh, another big one. Another big area there. That's something we need to avoid. And nothing up here. Okay. And some water down here as well. In terms of places to survive then, this seems to fit the bill. We'll be removing all of this compacted steel. This is all growing area, and we can mine into this. What's that? Is that gold ore? It is gold ore. I think that's what we'll do. We'll probably build around here. Okay, so you can see we've got a lot of stuff we can unforbid, which we'll do. And we want to get these things into storage as quick as possible. Do we have any pets? We do. We have a Yorkshire Terrier. Oh, it's in there. Yes, that's Arcady, the Yorkshire Terrier. Cool. So, in terms of people, we can see we've got... They're in serious pain. Is it because they've just crashed? Ah, cryosleep sickness. That's why. So, yes, it does quite clearly state that his granddaughter, Tina Rodriguez, age 41. Like I say, cryosleep. Anything can happen. So, in terms of our bio, shooting 10, shooting 0, shooting 2. So, shooting 2, you can have the revolver, you can have the plasteel knife, and diver, you can have the bolt action rifle. There we go. And also, you can have the flak vest, and the flak pants, probably. Colonists need beds, yes, I'm aware. Flak pants. And in a second, we will equip the helmet. And there we go. And now we need to think about where we're going to start. So we're going to start, I think, up here. I think this would be a nice place to be. So, we've got lots of trees to cut down and all sorts of things. We want to make, I think, just a big building to start off with. Just a big building, made of wood, job done. And then we can just go from there. So we'll go for walls. It does say wood, we don't have enough. We're aware of this. We'll just build a building near the back here. It's not going to be any great building. It'll probably become storage or something like that. What's the internal of this? The internal diameter, we'll make it as a... I think we'll cancel that. Internal of that. Okay. And actually, if we make it one further, maybe to the right, just because we've got more space there. That's 12, so we actually want it there. Don't worry, I'm not going to be this pedantic all the time. I'm just trying to get this centralized. So we do have a centralized bit there for wooden door, which I placed wrong. Cancel wooden door. I'll want the back there as well. Okay, unpause it. And what we want to do is have a zone. So we will zone this thing, and we'll have a stockpile zone there. And that's where our storage will be. They will now start moving over here and constructing that when we issue some mining, some chop wood orders like that, and then we will max speed this out, and hopefully the colonists will now start bringing all the resources here, which is exactly what they're doing. They'll also start cutting down the trees and gathering resources. We need an area for growing, so we'll put up a couple of growing zones. Again, we're not going to be too bothered where they go, but we do need some growing zones. We'll go with growing zone, and I think we'll have it sort of down here-ish. So we'll have a growing zone of 8 by 8, 8 by 8, and 8 by 8. So the first growing zone, we will set that as probably rice, and then the second one we'll set as potatoes, and then the third one we'll set as heel root, but we don't have anyone in that skill yet, or with that level of skill. If we go over to work, we can see our growing. The highest level of growing we have is 6. So hopefully that'll increase. So that's not too bad. We'll change this to strawberries then. And you can see we are making this thing. We also need a place for the colonists to sleep, which we will build shortly. In fact, what we'll probably do for the time being, we'll just make this thing. We'll probably just make this thing a bit for... Are they cleaning? Is there no orders to build that yet? Or do we not have the wood? I don't think... Oh no, we still have got chopped wood orders. There we go. You'll probably make this place somewhere to sleep, just so it's indoors and such. You can see Rodriguez is just wandering around. Have they got nothing to do? They are just wandering. Rodriguez. Work, that's the right one. So they can't really do any. Oh, they can grow, so I'll put them on that. And on plant cutting as well. There's not really anyone decent to handle, but it doesn't really matter. So they'll do all of this. Get rid of all these trees. Build in there. Need recreational activity. We could put some stuff like that down. I mean, it wouldn't be too much of a problem. If we go to... Where will it be in... No, it's not in misc. Not in miscellaneous. Recreation it'll be. And we'll put a horseshoe pin down. Again, it doesn't really matter where it goes, because a lot of this is just temporary. This is just the preliminary first day. Why is the mercenary just wandering around? Because they can, I guess. Diver. Have they not got plant cut? 0. Ah, there you go. We'll put them on crafting as well. Actually, no, maybe not. There will be some that are just less useful than others. I'd say the building, that's fine. As long as they're doing something. I want a roof on this sooner rather than later. What I'll do is, in terms of furniture, sleeping spot, we're just going to have 1, 2, 3 like that. Just to get them in there for now. And they're playing on the horseshoes for some reason. I'm going to prioritize focus on the building. No, please prioritize building. See, if we'd done that a little bit quicker, we would have had a roof on the head. Oh well, looks like they're sleeping in the rain. Well, they can handle one night in the rain. So, once that's done, we'll have a nice storage area, and the growing area is up and running. We've got some stuff that we need to unforbid. We'll have another cursory look around. We can see there's some resources here. There's some logs to unforbid. Stuff down here again. All of this should be unforbidden. And then they can travel around. There's a lot of boom rats over there, so we've got some meat if we need it. We've also obviously got this growing as well. Looks like they're having a bit of sleep in. And we need to start hauling stuff like the sandstone chunk. We need a dumping stockpile somewhere. I tend to find a dumping stockpile quite far away is the way to go. But there's the roof on this thing. Obviously, you have to chop down some of this stuff. What we'll do is we'll have, from the get-go, we're going to have separate bedrooms. There's no point in messing around. We'll just have separate bedrooms for everybody. So, I want to go to... well, what's our food like? Food situation's fine. I think we can get some bedrooms up first, because it shouldn't take too long to do that. It's literally a wooden wall that will run along, come down, and 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3 I think is acceptable for a bedroom. So 4 by 3 is that. That should be fine with some wooden doors like that. And we'll have a wooden bed as well. All this is obviously wood because that's the resources that we have. So we know not to mine near there. Well, actually, we can mine there, but we just can't... Well, we can if we wanted to deconstruct that. It wouldn't be good, and deconstructing that would probably be the end of the campaign straight away. That's where we have, like, the ancient robots and in the sarcophagus and stuff like that. It's just not good. So we want to stay well away from that. I am going to have a dumping stockpile. So I'll say dumping stockpile. We'll just say over there for now. Again, it doesn't really much matter just to get rid of it. Was that dumping stockpile? It is a dumping stockpile. So this one probably can't accept chunks. No, it can't. So these chunks will be shifted. So we got a minor break wrist on Rodriguez there. That is because awful barracks, darkness, slept on the ground. Yeah, that's why we need these up and running first. But for some reason, there's been very little call to finish these off. But we can now deconstruct these beds because, well, why don't you prioritize those? You can sleep in there. That is a wooden bed. See, she's got the idea. If we deconstruct that, will they go on the other bed? They will go on the other bed. There you go. So now they're not sleeping on the ground. The worst thing is they would have complained if they've slept on the ground if they didn't have that. There you go. So Rodriguez will hopefully be having a better time, although I'm guessing not because it is pouring down with rain. Yes, it is. They're saying they are ravenously hungry, but there is, as you can see, a packaged meal on there. They're no longer degrading because of the because they are under there, so that's fine. It's saying we need defenses, which we do need things like, well, we do need basically a place to hide behind in terms of security, so sandbags and such. So I will put, we obviously are protected from really this back bit here, so we really only need a sandbag sort of like that, I think. We could probably do the same in and around here. The problem we have is the amount of trees. There are a lot of trees that will have to, well, that the enemy have to hide behind. I'm actually not going to make them that big because they do take up iron. There's a mega sloth there. So, that's set. That's ordered. I think that is going to be our lot for today. Not a bad start, I don't think. We got, I think, a decent starting position. We have, oh, didn't notice there's a bit of a bridge there. We have, I think, what is a decent starting position. We have nice, interesting colonists with good skills. If we go on the world map, we can see that we are right next to some other people, so we'll probably get some trade and some people visiting. So hopefully this is a good start to what will be an interesting and fun campaign. As always, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.